Okay, this is the second half of the game mechanics and UI video. So, you have your skills and traits. Now, your skills, they are determined by what weapon you're using. You have 5 weapon skill slots, and 5 weapon skills that go into them. And those are determined by what weapons you're using. How it works is 3 of them are determined by what you're using in your main hand if it's a one-handed weapon. Then the last 2 are determined by whatever you have in your offhand. So if I was, say, using my sword in my main hand, it shows me what I would have if I had a sword in my main hand. Now it shows if I have a focus in my offhand, what I'll have for skills. Now with this character I can't dual wield, but if I could, it would show you both for the sword. It would show you skills for the main hand and then separately for the offhand. So if you're dual wielding swords, your offhand skills would be different to those in your main hand. How it works is when you first start a character. Well, actually, I'll get to that later. Slot skills. You have your healing skill. Remember, you can only have one of those. Classes have different amounts of them. My Guardian has 3. They each do something different. Just switch that in whenever well, as long as I'm not in combat, I can switch that in. My 3 utility skills. Now these are now tiered. It seems the first row you need to have unlocked at least 5 of them to get to the second tier. And then the second tier you need to have unlocked 5 to then get to the third. Each of these slots actually open up as you level. I know that the third slot skill, a utility slot skill, unlocks at level 20, and I know the elite slot skill unlocks at level 30. I can't quite remember what. I can check when I go to a new character which ones these are. These skills are unlocked by using skill points. Skill points you gain as you level, but can also be gained by completing skill challenges which can be found around the world. And each of these skills, they cost different amounts of skill points. So you might be a lower level, but you'd actually, if you were hunting down your skill challenges, you could actually have, some skills that are more expensive than someone who hasn't at the same level been looking for those skill challenges. So that's quite cool, quite fun. All these things have different types, like meditations, shouts, signets. Signets always have passives, and then on-use abilities. And the passive goes away when you use it until the cooldown is off. Spirit weapon for my Guardian. Yeah, pretty cool. Also remember that the elite skills are elite. They are really powerful, so they have the longest cooldown of any skill. But they are very worth it when used correctly. Now you have the traits. Traits, you have a total of 70 points when you get to level 80. Trait points you gain them as you level, and yeah, there's no other way to get them. How it works is that each branch of the traits has stats associated with each one. They'll be different for each class. So, see, this Zeal, the first one, gives me power and increased condition duration by a percentage for each point that I spend in it. And that's different than Radiance, which gives me precision, which is, remember, the crit hit chance, and increase the condition damage. How it works is you have these minor skills, minor passives, that unlock every 5, 15, 25 points that you spend in a tree. It is linear for those. However, let's say we put in 5, unlocks automatically. Then I get up to 10, and I unlock this one. This gives me a choice of 6 different passives that are they're based on what I like to do and how I want to play. And remember how I was talking about just now about meditation skills and shout skills. These will affect those different things as well as other attacks, etc. So you can then customize based on what skills you have. Now, in the last beta weekend you couldn't preview these before, but you get access to the first 6 options, and when you spend 10 points, you get access to the next 4, which makes a total of 10 at 20 points spent, and then all 12 when you spend 30 points. Now, it's tiered, but once you spend 30 points, you can still use for that 30 point one, you can even go back to the ones that you had access at number 10 and use them there. Although the devs have stated that the last 2 that you unlock when you get to the last part will probably be powerful enough that you'll want to get one of those. So there's a bit of trade-off in what passives you want, if they're useful to you for your way of playing, and what passive stats those trees, these branches, give you as well. But it'll be very useful to see how this works out. But I mean, I already know how I'm gonna go. Great sword all the way, pimp it out, spend points here and there. And what I've found is, for instance, in this, even if I go for, say, if I put points here, I'm planning on being DPS, but this will give me extra health and increase my healing. The thing is, a lot of my skills, they'll do damage and also heal at the same time, so it actually works out. And instead of straight up increasing my damage, a little extra health give me a little survivability. Quite useful, I think. And while in the mists, I can refund as many times as I want for free. There will be a cost to refund your trait points in the PvU game. That will, I think it'll increase. The devs have said they want to make it meaningful, so your choices are meaningful. And remember, because I've come to the mists, these choices that I make, they're saved while I'm here, but only for when I come into the mists. So when I go back to the PvE world, I'm only level 17, so I don't have this many skill points, trade points. So I just go and have them the same way I've spec'd out when I was in the PvE world before I came to the mists. Nothing changes. It's almost like 2 separate games all in one. Same with the slot skills. Your entire loadout is saved for PvE and PvP separately, and there's no worry about having to respec or whatever when switching between the two. Now on to the crafting. Actually, I'll get to the crafting in my 3rd video. Achievements are account-wide. There are daily ones. You complete the daily ones, they give you a little reward. There are different tiers. So here I have 21 out of 30. So when I get to 30, I finish tier 2 and I unlock tier 3 and get even better rewards for the day. Same with all of these. Those change. I think no, actually I believe these stay the same. However, the monthly ones change every month, and account wide, so you don't have to worry about grinding out on one character. You can switch over, and there are different tiers for here as well, achievement wise. Slayer, hero. I mean, it's quite comprehensive, the different stuff that you can do. Hall of Monuments is from the original Guild Wars and hasn't been implemented in the beta yet. Little, cosmetic stuff, nothing too fancy. And here's the button to enter and leave the mists. What I found is they've actually implemented something where you can actually see different statistics for the characters that you've participated with PvP. So I participated last beta weekend with my Guardian and my Warrior. Now, wins by profession, I've won more with my Warrior than I did with my Guardian. And I played almost the same amount of games, roughly. Yeah, exactly 50% each. But I thought that was a nice little feature. And that is the end of this video. I'll get to crafting in the next video.